I was in a class the other day and we were talking about slang. And one of my students said that slang was bad words. And I had to explain that slang is not bad words, that's swearing. Slang is conversational words that we use with each other in a very informal way. It's the kind of words that you use that other people who speak English will understand, but you won't find it in books. You will find it on TV shows and films and things like that. But it's great to know when to use it and it's great to know how to use it. So I thought I'd put some together for you. So basically, like I said, it's an informal language used by a group of people. You see it in movies. Definitely you'll see it on TikTok if you watch TikTok. Uh, each slang word that I introduce to you, I'm going to say what the word is, and then I'm going to try and explain it and then give you an example. So some of them are quite weird, to be honest. So we have the word lit as the first one. So if something's lit, it's really fun, really exciting. Some people say fire, some people say lit. So for example, the party we went to yesterday was so lit. Okay, ghosted. This is quite a common word. If you are ghosted, it means you suddenly stop all communication with people that you know that you're talking to. So for example, it's often used in dating or texting. So if you and your friend have an argument and they stop messaging you, they are ghosting you. If you have a terrible date, hopefully not, but they may end up ghosting you, not replying. This one is quite an interesting one. No cap, no cap. This means no lie or I'm being serious. And it's from hip hop culture. So that was the best burger I've ever had, no cap. I'm sure with a different accent. Savage, this is one I use. Yes, if something's savage, it means you do something very honest or very brutally honest. Sometimes it's harsh. It's a situation where something's very difficult to hear. So if you say someone's got a terrible haircut, your friend might say, "Oh, that was a bit savage." Or if you tell your boss exactly what you think of them, then you're being a total savage. Okay, and then there's this one, I'm dead, or the version I've heard is I'm dying. And it doesn't mean actually that you're dying. It's exaggerated. It means it's so funny. So if someone sends you a meme and it's so funny, you might say, oh, I'm dying or I'm dead. It means it's very funny. So it's very important to know when to use these. So maybe you should not use these in a job interview. But with your friends, or like I said, you're going to see them on films and TikTok shorts and things like that. Okay, and then I put together some that I thought might be interesting for travel as well. So let's see how many of these you know. If you are jet lagged, if you're jet lagged, it means you're tired or confused after a long flight where you've crossed time zones. So fortunately, I don't suffer from jet lag. But when I'm flying from England to Brazil or somewhere else in the world and you cross the time zones, sometimes people will suffer from jet lag. So after that 12-hour flight to Tokyo, I was jet lagged. If someone is a globetrotter, someone's a globetrotter. Do you know this one? So this is someone who travels a lot, mostly internationally. So if you say, for example, oh, she's a real globetrotter, she's been to 20 countries this year. Well, that's a serious globetrotter. Okay, next one. If you're going to hit the road. So hit the road means to start the journey. Okay, we need to get up early tomorrow and hit the road by 8. We're packed and ready to hit the road. Off the beaten path or off the beaten track. That's a place that's not touristy and it's not very well known. So we found this amazing little village off the beaten path. Another one is travel bug. So if you have the travel bug or if you've caught the travel bug, it means you have a strong desire to travel. So we often have this after we have just returned home after a trip somewhere. So you've just traveled to Thailand and I really caught the travel bug. I can't stop planning my next adventure. Can't wait. Backpacker. Expect you know this one. A backpacker is someone who travels on a budget, usually with a backpack. So it's not always with a backpack, but it's like cheap travel. So you stay in hostels, you sleep on people's couches, hopefully people you know. So during college, I was a backpacker all across South America. The red eye is another one. So if you get the red eye, if you catch the red eye, it's nothing to do with your eyes. Well, actually, it is. So the next day, when you're very tired, your eyes are red, and red eye means a flight that leaves late at night and it arrives the next morning. Hence the red eyes. So I took the red eye from LA to New York. I'm exhausted. Okay, if you are living out of a suitcase, you're living out of a suitcase, it's like you're traveling so much that you never get to spend a lot of time in one place and unpack your suitcase properly. So I've been on so many work trips lately, I feel like I'm living out of a suitcase. A tourist trap. A tourist trap's a place that attracts lots and lots of tourists, but it's overpriced and overrated. So, for example, people might say, oh, don't eat on that street. It's a real tourist trap or a total tourist trap. Don't go down that road. You know, it's a tourist trap. It means it's somewhere that's attracting many people and it's normally overpriced and not that good. Okay, and then the last one is to catch some rays. Catch some rays, sunbathe. You're catching some rays. So we spent the whole afternoon on the beach just catching some rays. If you want to tan, you might say, oh, today I'm going to go to the beach and catch some rays. Okay, awesome. Bonus question, mini challenge. Which slang means a place that is not full of tourists? Can you remember? Yep, it's off the beaten path. And do you know what's the slang for a late night flight? You remember? It's the red eye. Awesome. Okay, so that's it. Try to remember your slang, try to practice. Remember, don't use it for interviews, but it's great to use in your English classes. All right, thank you so much. I'll speak to you next time.